What is happening, people? Welcome back to Scarfy Spurs. So here is my match preview for the North London derby. It's Arsenal versus Tottenham. All eyes on this one. It's massive for both teams. Arsenal can't afford to drop any more points. Spurs in 12th place really need to work their way up the tables. Do stay tuned to the very end to get my thoughts going into this in terms of start 11 prediction, team news, and a general preview. But very keen to get your thoughts as well. So do get involved in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, please do smash the subscribe button and let me know if you're enjoying these match previews by smashing the like button. But let's crack straight into it. Team news is a little bit harder because this has been recorded before Ange Postecoglou and Mikel Arteta's press conferences, but it appears that Spurs have gone out that Tamworth game. You know, this has been recorded on the just after the Tamworth game. It appears like we've come out of it with no injury scares, certainly not any major ones by the looks of things. Let's hope that remains to be the case by the time you see this video. But Bentancur, I don't think, for example, will be in contention for this game. I think he'll follow the concussion protocols and be out for another week or maybe two. I think it'd be certainly too soon for him. Arsenal, Calafiori was left out of the squad in their FA Cup game against Manchester United. Looks like another injury potentially there. So they're starting to pick up a few injuries. We know what that's like, don't we? So yeah, in particular, they're picking up injuries as well a lot in defensive positions. Ben White, we know, is out already. I think Tomiyasu, Zinchenko. So they've got a lot of players out in that kind of area, and we know that we can score goals. So maybe it's something we can hurt them, but also they're without attacking firepower and main creative source and goal source in Bukayo Saka. But on to the starting 11. This will be my lineup for the North London derby, not what I think Ange will do. And I'll talk through what I think Ange will do. But mine will be Kinski in goal, backline of Porro right back, Spence coming back in at left back. Obviously, Reguilon was left back, wasn't he, against Tamworth. Dragson and Gray have no real choice unless we sign anyone as centre backs. Both done really well recently, in particular Archie Gray. Moving on to that midfield, Basuma as a DM, without a doubt, absolutely nailed on. Started to find some consistency recently. And if I'd done an Arsenal Spurs combined team, he'd be in there based on this season. Really impressed me in the weeks after a lot of questions that were, rightly asked of him, put to him. And he's, stepped up and really been consistent among all the madness of good and bad results. So him in there for me. Bergevall for me deserves to start in an important game. Been really good recently, even Tamworth that second half. Newcastle the second half was good, but in particular Liverpool in that second half. He just seems to step it up when it really matters in these big games for the club. So Bergvall in there over Maddison for me. Played a big chunk, bigger than Bergvall against Maddison as well. So that's some of my thinking behind it. The third midfielder, I think you could probably put up for debate. You could put Kulu there. There's a couple of options that you could make a case for, but I've gone with Papa Mate Sarr. Didn't necessarily impress me at all, really, though. Against Tamworth, but a little bit of energy in the middle of the park, box-to-box midfielder, I think could really suit this game. Then up front, I've got with Kulusevski on the right. I thought it could be potentially Timber at left back. We're not quite sure who will play left back at this moment in time for Arsenal, but I think Kulusevski could cause them problems with his trickery. I like Kulu in either midfield or on that right-hand side. So I'm flexible to both, but because of the lack of midfield options in this game with Bentancur being out and Gray involved in other areas, I put Kulu on the right. Son coming back in on the left, showed a bit of class, I thought, when he come on against Tamworth. Very, very good. Lovely, neat cut back. And very unlucky not to score and get a fourth goal. And of course, Solanke down the middle, big game for him. Be great to get him on the score sheet and cause Saliba and Gabriel problems. So that would be my team. In terms of what I think Ange Postecoglou will actually do, I think it will be fairly similar. I think the only change maybe would be Maddison instead of Bergvall. I think there'll be one or two changes, and I think that midfield three is not quite what we see. Not quite sure what it would look like, but I think it will differ very slightly from that. Obviously, subject to if we bring any players before then, but it doesn't look like it. Good start to the window, obviously slowed down a little bit, but we're only 12 days in, so patience in. Well, when I record in 12 days in, when you will see this, be 15, 16 or so days into the window. So we need more transfer activity, but that will be my team. It'll be interesting to see for Arsenal who's available and who isn't, which is very interesting. But if I quickly run through Arsenal's lineup in their last game against Man United in the FA Cup, obviously I don't know the outcome. I'm recording during the outcome, but for example, their back line is Raya. Timber's playing at right back. They've got Lewis, Skelly, Miles. You've got him at left back. Gabriel and Saliba as the centre backs, Odegaard, Jorginho, Marino in midfield, and Jesus, Havertz, and Martinelli up top. Jesus come off in the 40th minute, so something to keep an eye on. Maybe he picked up a knock, Havertz back in that starting 11. But yeah, quite a few injuries for Arsenal, so that's definitely one to keep an eye on. Thomas Partey's has stepped in defence, so he might do that if needs be. So keep your eyes on that news. But score prediction wise, after that really frustrating game against Tamworth, good result, but really bad performance. I think that we'd be better in this game. Surely we can't be any worse. And because of the players that Arsenal got out, sorry, in particular like Saka, I do fancy our chances more than usual. And I thought we were really good against Newcastle. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, which I think would be a frustrating result for both because neither side can afford to drop points. But considering our record at the Emirates, considering our record just generally against Arsenal in the last few years, I'm talking the last, I think they've won the last 5 North London derbies. Could be wrong there. Correct me in the chat, guys, if I am. But a point would be a better result away from home. But it would mean another season like beating Arsenal. So I think a point suits us. Not in terms of the table or anything, but in terms of the game, a little bit more. But both teams will be looking for that victory. Morale boosting, confidence boosting, winning a game like this, the North London derby. A lot of people like myself are, I'm not saying not worried, but want to prioritise cup competitions for Spurs this year. But when it comes to derbies, North London derby in particular, got to win them. Got to win your London derbies, and we don't do that enough, and we haven't done that enough under Ange Postecoglou. I do like him though. That would be my only criticism. So 1-1 for me. Get involved in the comments below. What you think the lineup would be, what you want the lineup to be, how you think the game's go, and get your score prediction in below. It's not going to be easy, of course. We know that even without the players that Arsenal have got, and we're going to have to be resilient. We're going to have to be better defensively. I think we should drop deeper, not invert the full-backs. We're going to have a real hard time, I think, dealing with Arsenal from set pieces. And Arsenal's defensive numbers are really good, but I don't worry about that because we're good going forward. It's just those set pieces. Gabriel needs to keep it, our eyes on him. He could be in for a good day. Hopefully not, though. So that is my preview for the Arsenal game. If you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, and turn the notifications bell on as well for Spurs England and Premier League content. Hope you're liking the new look and the new setup. And a massive, come on you Spurs, a massive game, and we're in need of a good result on the back of that Tamworth scare, but good result. A couple of wins now.